In my mind, I'm going, oh,
But
she's thinking that he lost his job and it's like he's a loser. And it's
He'll
like, oh,
work the case on his own.
maybe work both sides. I think he's going to provide insider information and trying not to get caught.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Death Note.
It's been a minute since we watched Death Note, so
It has.
you guys were just talking about the previous episode, how the business meeting was at the end of the last episode, and they were deciding who they were going to kill.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and that was after the test. Dad took him on a drive and pretended he was going to kill his son, and since Kira number 2 did not intervene, that means Misa was not the second Kira or the first Kira. And then at the end we had the business meeting with the group trying to decide who was going to be killed next to...
Their competition.
Yeah, the competition. Neither Light nor Misa has the notebook, and they have no knowledge of the...
But don't they show the notebook in the business building at a desk? And Misa's Rem or whatever is like looking over his shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
Who is that guy? We don't know.
I don't think we do yet.
Is he one in the business meeting, we think?
They suggested that somebody at that business meeting has to be the Kira. Is that L's new building that he just built for the investigation?
Yeah, I want to know how L has all this money. So you can do whatever he does, so we can have all that.
So we can build a...
Do you really want me
high-rise.
to, sit on the...
Well, no, I didn't know to say it like
No,
that.
she just wants to know how he
Wants the
has the
money.
money.
I don't care if he sits like
Show
that
me
barefoot
the money.
if he's
Who's that?
rich. I don't get how these business people were told, hey, pick a guy a week to kill. And they're like, oh, okay.
I feel like
Same.
Light had something to do with that before he gave up the notebook.
I just want to know how he's going to know how to get his memory of this all back, or how he's going to get
What he arranged.
how he's going to get reconnected with the notebook. Yes, what did he arrange?
Well, and I feel like his personality that we know now, it'll be interesting to see if he will even want to get, because that will be not like him to go get it.
Or will it all come rushing back to him?
I think he's left himself some
I think he's
breadcrumbs.
yes, clues. He's left
I
himself
think he left
clues.
a note under his pillow that he'll read and be like, go touch this piece of paper.
Or
something.
be careful when you open up your desk drawer so it
But
doesn't blow up.
What was he saying? He didn't want to do something to the girl. What was it like?
Use her.
Yeah, use her.
basically use her.
Like his character has changed, and so do you think he'll really go back to being the old way?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's an
I
interesting
do.
question, but I see what you're asking, Carrie. Maybe, because
Maybe
does a
he's-
certain set of circumstances, did it cause him to do what he did?
Right.
Yeah,
And now circumstances are different.
And the circumstances now cause him to not want to do that.
Yeah, like in possession of that notebook changes his personality or some effect of that.
Yeah,
He's going to go back to his old self.
I don't think so.
I could see him.
You think he'll see the light?
Did you get that?
Carrie won't listen to me, and my dad jokes when it's just the two of us.
Gotta let it out.
No matter how hard you push that envelope, it'll always be stationary.
L.I. Right,
Question
episode
mark?
18, Death Note.
Here's the new building.
Is that a car elevator?
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah, very fancy equipment there.
I was hoping to take it to a different level.
Mm-hmm.
Remove Band-Aid.
Okay, maybe it's built.
Uh-oh. What did you forget?
Well, looks like this system's gonna take some getting used to. Fine.
You're gonna get negative.
What's wrong? Did you get hurt?
Yeah, oh, this. Kind of. I had a little fight with my wife, and it's just that my daughter's still young, and I'm hardly ever at home as it is, so Well, you're gonna be missing out. The rooms in this place are amazing. If I were you, I'd just move the whole family in here. Yeah. That's easy for you to say as a bachelor. Surveillance cameras, huh?
They're on a date.
Since we know Misa has some connection to the second Kira, I guess it does make sense.
Man, this has got to be the lamest date I've ever been on.
No, please, just pretend I'm not even here, okay? By the way, are you gonna eat that piece of cake?
Cake makes you fat. I'm not gonna eat any.
Actually, I found that you don't gain any weight as long as you burn calories by using your brain.
Oh.
So now you're calling me stupid? Fine then. I'll give you the piece of cake as long as you agree to leave me and Light alone.
What's wrong with you? I thought moving here was supposed to help us catch Kira. But since we've been here, you don't seem all that motivated to me.
Not motivated. You're right. Actually, I'm depressed.
Depressed? What for?
Well, truthfully, all this time I thought that you were Kira, and my entire case hinged on that fact. I guess I just can't get past the fact that my deduction was wrong. Although having said that, I'm still suspicious of you. That's why we're wearing these. If I assume both you and Misa are being controlled by him, then everything we've observed so far makes a lot more sense to me.
Interesting.
If that's what you think,
Theory.
Misa and I were both Kira during the time we were being controlled, right?
Yes, I don't think I could have been wrong about that. The two of you are Kira. Kira's power passes between people.
That's an interesting idea. But if it's true, it'll be nearly impossible for us to catch Kira.
Yes, that's why I'm overwhelmed.
But at this point, we have no way of knowing if that's the case. Cheer up, would you?
Cheer up? No, I'm sorry, I can't. It's probably better if I just stop trying so hard. By chasing Kira so desperately, we're just putting our lives at risk for nothing. Yes, it's just a waste of time.
Miyazaki.
Huh?
What?
Wow.
Where'd that come from?
Trying to motivate her, I guess.
He stole her cake.
You know, that really hurt.
That's enough. You don't feel like doing anything. Just because your genius deduction was wrong and I'm not Kira? If you were just gonna give up, then why did you involve all those innocent people? And more importantly, what was the point of putting Misa and me behind bars?
Whatever the reason.
Got you back with my
Oh, with
nasty
his
foot. Ew. Do they have to take showers together?
That was a heck of a kick right there.
Yeah.
Oh, they just
So
landed on
cute.
each other.
What is that?
Deduction that was wrong.
So one's a puncher and one's a kicker.
Yotsuba is Kira, and Misa Amane is the second Kira, but it won't be enough
is
to
in
solve the
right?
case.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm a little depressed.
I think.
Is that so unreasonable?
Yes.
That's not.
Yes, it is. Besides, you should hear yourself. It's as if you won't be satisfied unless I am Kira.
You're right. I think I wanted you to be Kira.
Oh, jeez.
Oh.
As I said before, an eye for an eye. I'm a lot stronger than I look, you know.
Here comes the kick. Yep.
Call
Oh.
the room and stop them.
The phone call's gonna stop her?
Miyazaki, I've got good news.
Why does he hold the phone that way?
Misa's #1 in 18 magazine's reader popularity poll.
That's all he could think of.
And get this, she's gonna get a lead role in Nishinaka's next movie. What was that?
Matsuda's acting stupid again.
Well, that is his specialty. I can hear you, you know. Take a close look at this. It can't be coincidence.
Huh?
All of them were prominent Japanese businessmen, CEOs whose companies are leaders in their respective industries. In just over a month, they all died of heart attacks. As expected, there's been a general downturn in the market, with the exception of Yotsuba. In other words, their deaths have worked in Yotsuba's favor.
It could be. But if what you're saying is true, we can assume that punishing criminals is not this Kira's real intent.
Are you feeling a bit more motivated now?
So, this confuses me a little bit. If I'm reading it right, they're saying that Light is the owner and he's let somebody borrow it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I thought Light gave it up, so therefore he's no longer the owner.
No, his was buried. Remember, he buried it.
So where's
But-
Ryuk?
If you lend your death note, do you lose the ability to see your Shinigami?
all
So
together.
she gave hers up too.
Right, but we saw Rim at the business meeting.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's not his death note.
It's
Ren's.
her death note. It's Misa's.
But what does the last sentence mean?
I can't read Japanese.
Misa's. It's talking about Misa's ability to see people's
Okay.
names.
Yeah, the
Okay.
thing above the head, the God
So
sight.
she'll always have that.
Well, the borrower can't have it. Can't
Well, I'm guessing
okay.
she doesn't have it right now.
Correct.
But maybe she'll get it
Okay.
back when she comes into possession of the death note again.
Everything appears to be proceeding according to plan. Given Kira's history, the police are probably still focused on the dying criminals. Quite frankly, if someone was able to trace the deaths of these people back to us, then he'd have to be a god. Besides, we've taken precautions.
You're looking pretty sad.
Hey, Chief! Oh, you too, Mogi. I've got some great news. This is amazing. I'm not even sure how he figured it out, but Light has a theory that Kira is somehow involved with the Yotsuba group. Can you believe it?
Yotsuba?
Yes.
That's probably it. Good work. We just spoke with the director, and it seems Kira has offered bribes to a number of politicians. So that's that. The police caved in to him. Mogi and I have already made up our minds on this. Aizawa, Matsuda, if you wish to continue working this case, you'll have to hand in your letter of resignation to the MPA, just as Mogi and I are going to do.
Hold on a second,
So
Chief.
who's gonna pay him?
They made it quite clear. If you continue to work with Elle, you'll be fired. That's all there is to it. We all have our own lives, so think it over carefully.
That's true, Chief. Especially if you've got a family to support.
If you want my opinion, you'd be better off as police officers. I was alone when I started this case, and although I'm grateful to all of you for staying with me as long as you have, I know that I can do this by myself.
Ryuzaki, as long as I'm alive, you won't be working alone. You have my word on that.
And you're changing it. Right?
I'll have Light working with me until I catch Kira, so I won't be alone after all.
We're all personally involved in this. All of us have risked our lives to catch Kira. Doesn't that give us the right to decide whether we stay here or return to the police force?
Good
Pretty
point.
quickly on stuff.
Tied that in a knot.
Please make your decision.
Even if we do catch Kira, what are you gonna do after that?
After that, I hadn't really thought of it, but I suppose after we catch Kira,
Just gonna retire.
I'll have to dust off my resume.
Count me in! I'm gonna quit the police and chase Kira too, Chief! And I still have my job as Misa's manager. Besides, if I stayed on as a police officer, I'd feel like a total loser.
Think before you open your mouth, Matsuda.
Is there any way I could still keep my job and help you in my spare time?
There isn't. If you remain a police officer, then please don't come back here.
But you know I won't leak any
I
information.
won't be sharing any of our information. But I don't think it's fair to your families to burden them by giving up your livelihood just to continue this. I can't see how that's a good idea.
It's as Ryuzaki says. No one here is going to blame you for quitting.
Yeah, right. I said I was prepared to die if that's what it took to catch him, and I meant it.
Find a friend when I beat Ukita if I could.
No. I became a detective so I could catch the bad guys, not run away!
Ryuzaki, early on in the investigation, you specifically told me that if a task force member were to lose their job under any circumstances, I should make preparations to ensure that their family's financial future was secure. If you recall, a trust was set aside for that very purpose.
This is not the time or place.
It's a test.
There you go, Aizawa. Isn't that great news? Huh?
He's weird.
Ryuzaki. I assume that was some kind of test to determine how committed I was to this task force.
It's not like that, Aizawa.
I was testing you. I wanted to see which
You
one you
test
would
everybody.
choose.
Ryuzaki.
He's gonna get hit again.
Fine then. If I wasn't sure before, I am now. But Aizawa... Let's face it, I wasn't able to decide right away like you guys. I was leaning towards going back to the police. Come on, Aizawa. Don't be so stubborn. No, I quit. Now I know this for sure. I've always hated Ryuzaki. I hate him and his way of doing things.
Dang.
That's too bad, because I like you, Yotsuba.
Aww.
He always has to
Makes
have
you even mad.
The way you've always got to have the last word.
It's like he always
Something
talks
like that. That's it. I'm out of here.
under his breath like a
He's
teenager,
gonna
you
say
know?
something. Yeah.
A general manager of a bank, Yotsuba's biggest competitor, on September 7th, he slipped and fell on the front steps of his house and died instantly.
September the 7th was a Friday, wasn't it? After going over this again, I noticed something. All the deaths which are beneficial to Yotsuba are concentrated around the weekends.
After board meetings?
On the weekends?
With the first few victims, the time of death appears to have been random. More recently, they all take place between Friday night and Saturday afternoon.
This is a really important clue, Dad. Nice work.
Well, you know, I can't let myself fall behind you and Ryuzaki. After all, the last thing I want is to be dead weight.
Dead weight?
This is all of the Yotsuba Group's employees. Here.
Dang.
Thank you very much.
Ryuzaki, please tell me, is there anything I can do to help with the investigation besides the manager thing?
So you really want to be useful?
Yes.
Then could you get me another cup of coffee?
Ouch!
Yes, over there as well.
Oh, man.
Yes.
Who are they?
Who are they?
Oh.
Hold on a
Good
second.
question.
Who let them in?
Those two are the newest members of the task force.
What? He
Is that
just,
the fiance?
he just got rid of people.
I'm a con man. How's it going?
Con me.
And I'm a thief by trade.
Iber is a lifelong con man. His unparalleled social skills allow him to befriend and gain the trust of any target.
Barbie
Leaves
and
him for
twins.
infiltration. As for Weddy, she's a thief who specializes in cracking high-end security systems. As proof of that, she was able to enter the building without setting off a single alarm.
It's impressive.
Let's all do our part and make this happen, okay? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
High five.
Team on 3. Team
So
on me.
once Yotsuba kills all the other competition, they're gonna start attacking each other. Is my theory.
Huh? Daddy?
Huh?
Daddy!
Oh,
Yumi. Eriko.
Daddy's
What
in
are you
trouble.
doing here? Shouldn't you be at work right now? You need to tell me if you're planning to be home for dinner. I just went shopping and I only bought for me and Yumi.
You can eat my dinner and I'll have dessert instead.
Ooh, good
Sorry.
idea.
It was sort of a last-minute decision, but they just gave me some time off.
Huh? Is a time off a vacation, Daddy?
Yeah, that's right.
Yippee!
From now on, I can have a break every single week. Now I can go with you to the park. Or the amusement park.
I don't think he sounds very happy.
I thought he was like having a heart attack. Like they.
Oh.
Mommy, why is Daddy crying?
To be
Why were you
continued.
just laughing?
I know. But isn't
I'm
about
calling you
us.
out.
Why do we laugh at the serious parts? But it's just funny because it's like he doesn't want to be with his daughter, and she's just like staring at him like, "What's?"
Well, I think he's like, oh, what am I gonna do for a paycheck?
And the wife is looking at him like, I'm just in my head going, what is she thinking? It's like,
Because you know what I'd be thinking.
it's like, you effing loser! Did you lose your job? I'm
But
like,
he's still a
oh,
police
he.
officer.
And in
Yeah,
my
he's
mind, I
still
guess
a police officer.
in my mind, I'm going, oh,
But he
she's
said-
thinking that he lost his job, and it's like he's a loser, and it's like,
But-
oh, you're in trouble with the
Why
wife.
do you say he could still take a break every day?
Every
Yeah,
week.
that's what.
Or every
to
week,
me-
I mean.
Because
That's
he'd
what
be
to me.
I think
He's
he
just
just
not as
means-
busy.
police officer
Mm.
schedule.
That's what I'm guessing.
He's not being a detective working. Okay, I get it.
I think that detective's going to go back to working with
Oh yeah.
L.
I think he'll work the case on his own.
Maybe work both sides. I think he's going to provide insider information and trying not to get caught.
So what do you think the new people are gonna do?
I don't know, but if he is hiring new people, they must be pretty dang good.
Yeah.
If they've never been caught by the police and the police don't know about them because they're that good.
How does he know?
How does Elle know about him?
Yeah, I thought about that.
So, and then you asked earlier, how did L get all his wealth?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Ooh.
is he really a criminal?
Shady character.
Thanks to all of our subscribers and Patreon peeps.
Thanks, everybody. Bye, Tony.
Bye, Carl.